Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me, as always, even when we're continents apart, is my good friend John. John, how are you doing
I'm
tonight?
doing well.
Today?
Doing well. This is awesome.
Yeah. So a bit of a shocker. I wasn't here last for Sunday because I
Hmm.
was traveling to Germany because I was invited to do press for Spielwarenmesse, which is German for toy fair,
Hmm.
um, and uh, and it's been amazing. Like every single toy company ever is here. Um, Even ones that are like just random like knockoff companies are here showcasing their wares. Uh,
Showcasing the
Unfortunately,
stolen goods.
yeah, like, there's like this Lego knockoff called like Kobe or whatever, and they're here. They have like their whole display and everything. I was like, geez, like the real Lego thing's just down there. You really gonna do this in front of them? But anyway, um, but it's nuts. But so far they won't let me shoot any video, which is driving me insane. But I've seen some awesome things. I'm running off internet off of my phone because the hostel that I'm in has terrible internet. So if things get a little wonky throughout this, I'm sorry. But I figured I could at least talk about what I've seen because it pairs directly with some of these leaks that have happened, John. So
Hmm.
let's say hello to the chat. It's hopping even, which I think it's 4:30 here, but it's
Hmm.
10:30 there, right?
Yep.
Which is the time change has been tough. Everybody, I've like been dying. I need to take like a nap in the middle of the day, kind of thing. But we've got Rick Bianco, Totally Rad Dad, Scott, Tony Olivero, God Ravage, Mr. Home Arcade, Christopher, Jonathan, Rick Shattered Glass, Chris. I didn't think of Christopher already, but whatever. Do it again. Angry Elf is here. Thanos Copter, Matt, Punk with Toys, Derek Hoover, and so many more. Lost It to Bosked. Let's see, Nick's Colorful Big Toy Show, Retro Action UK, and so many more. Point and Dread, gotta have it, says Renders FX. And that is very true. Toy Guru was wrong. Go figure. Yes. So, um, again, all these things are like super top secret, but I was lucky enough to get like a press badge to go into Mattel, John.
Hmm.
And I went in yesterday as they were still setting stuff up. And what did I see? I saw all of these things that got leaked yesterday on display. So they were confirmed by those listings.
Hmm.
Um, but seeing them in person, John, I about pooped my pants.
I can imagine. Did you know about the list prior to walking in there?
No idea. It
So it
was
was it was 100% fresh walking in.
like
No,
exactly
no
no
clues.
nothing. It was like I saw it and I was like, holy, because I didn't know what to expect. It's not New York toy. I don't know. It's like, are they even going to show MOTU stuff? This is a more broader toy
Hmm.
thing, whatever. But it's just this little section. Like when you walk, they have their own building almost. That's all Mattel stuff, and it's guarded by security. And you go in and it's very similar to like any other toy fair. It's like shelves, and they put their stuff on the shelves.
Hmm.
But the first thing I see is like the latest version of the Snake Mountain.
Hmm.
And the Snake Mountain, John, this, I don't know, whatever prototype version this is, it looks incredible.
Oof. Did they have any
Like
packaging or anything yet?
so they didn't have the artwork, but they had the shape of the box
Hmm.
there to kind of show to retailers how much space it would take.
Yep.
And it's smaller it seems much smaller than the Castle Grayskull box. It seems almost maybe not half, but maybe like 70% as
Yep.
tall.
That makes sense.
Um, but the paint on it. Like when they first showed it, it was like almost too pink.
Yeah, it was like a pinkish purple white, a lot of like
Yes.
blended. It wasn't like a nice solid purple black.
Yeah, it's like, and now it looks much more like a vintage one, which did have some light colors, but that black, and it just looks like a vintage one. And
Hmm.
the snake looks right. Everything looks perfect on it. Um, Red Foreman final super chat. Watched the live stream the other day and thought unemployment had hit Jay really hard before I recognized Craig. Thanks for the super chat. But yeah, so Snake Mountain looks fantastic, and I can't wait till we get it. But so and they had Castle Grayskull as well. But guess what was in the middle between the two, John?
It's got to be Point Dread.
Point Dread. And again, it was almost like a double take because I was like, wait a second, is that the vintage Point Dread? I'm like, oh, no, it's a new Point Dread. And it looks awesome. So when that showed up, like on all the leaked lists or whatever, I was like, damn, that was fast. Because I mean, maybe it's coincidental that they kind of showed up at the same time. But it looks it's perfect. In my mind, it's perfect because and I won't try to do too much because usually I try to have extra screens here, but maybe that'll push the internet too much. But it's scaled almost identical. I didn't have it side by side, but it's very similarly scaled to the vintage one.
Yep.
So it doesn't look, or I don't think it'll look as kind of ridiculous as the Classics Point or Talon Fighter looked on the Classics.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean?
It dwarfs it. Like it's almost too big. The Classics one is almost too big compared to Grayskull when it sits on it.
I'd argue it's probably has a smaller footprint with wingspan than the Origins Wind Raider does. But it's so very similar build. I'm pretty sure it still can seat the two. The wings are more sturdy. They're a little bit more blocky, so they're not as flimsy as the vintage ones.
Yep.
And another thing I really loved is the little paper insert with the computers and stuff like that.
Yep.
On the inside, that's plastic, so it's a hard plastic, which I was over the moon about because one, I always just love the little computer panel in there. But the fact that it's like a plastic one with like real paint apps and everything like that is really, really cool.
Right. Did you notice if the canopy had like windows or was it open like the vintage one?
Again, this is I saw it again like 5 hours ago, but I'm pretty sure it didn't have window. I thought it was just open.
Okay.
The vintage one. I'll go back tomorrow and see it, or maybe they'll see this stream and be like, "Don't let that guy back in."
They'll have a picture of you by the door.
Yes. I already have a beard, but maybe I'll get like another mustache. Gamma Boy, yes, it at least I assume so. The castle matches the exact same color of the new Castle Grayskull, and it was detached. You could see that it detached from the one there, and it looks like it attaches right onto the new Castle Grayskull. So yeah, it's perfect. It's honestly pitch perfect. And I think, the leaks from, let me see how I'll share. Maybe this is going to push it too far, but was it $44.99 they're going to sell this thing for?
Yeah.
And so to me, like the size, everything that you see about it is absolutely perfect. Where is it at? Right there. Yeah. So yeah, $44 to me seems like a perfect price point for this thing. The size of it, what you're getting, I think that's dead on.
Yeah.
Man, any other things that seem unresolved, John, about the Point Dread, or any thoughts about getting a Point Dread?
I mean, I'm super excited, and I don't know if it's on this one because I think this one's from Deep Discounts because I was sent a link from UK. And then I seen some from Brazil too for the pre-orders on Point Dread, and it said it had a June release date, which seems like whatever you saw. If that is June, it should be a finished product.
It looked like a finished product. It didn't like Snake Mountain still looked like it was like had like some hand painted stuff. The Point Dread looked ready.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that sooner.
I wouldn't either. The only thing is they didn't have any box art or anything there for it, so that could be the only wrinkle is they don't have packaging yet. But I would assume they do. But let's see another super chat here from Red Foreman. If they're doing Point Dread, then the Fright Zone and Slime Pit have to be coming, right? Articulated cave creature, please. I don't see why not. I think this is going to be a really successful set just because the price point seems spot on. For everybody that bought a Castle Grayskull, right? Most people are going to want to get a Talon Fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for everybody that is that collector, not just like buying it
Hmm.
for their kids. I think everybody
Yeah.
that has a Castle Grayskull will want a Talon Fighter. So it's like
Yeah.
they need to make the equal number.
Yeah. Agreed. Um, let's see. Ryan asked, "Do you think it will attach the vintage Grayskull or just the Origins version?" I don't know. Maybe if. Hmm. I don't know if you'd want to. I don't think the plastic, the little top of the Grayskull piece, will work because it does seem different, and
Hmm.
the new Origins Grayskull is different as well. Maybe you could place the new Talon Fighter on the old perch,
Right.
um, but I don't think that attaching piece will work.
I wonder if
Um,
the Talon Fighter hooks to the perch with a lock, like the classics version, or if it'll just
that's the
sit on
only
there.
tough part. It was sitting there. I could be like, "Can I play with
Can
this?"
I just
No.
can I just zoom it around the room for a minute?
But it is so, I mean, clearly this is like a press event, and these are like, most people at this thing are industry people, right? They're people buying toys for Europe or whatever.
Hmm.
But they're just sitting out, on a table. And so again, it makes sense that they're, so particular about security and everything. um but the Talon Fighter looks great, and the Snake Mountain looks great. The Snake
Hmm.
Mountain, again, if you missed that part, they had the Snake Mountain there. It's further along the line than that one we saw in the fall. The weird pink paint app on the front has been improved. It's more gray, that gray, black, purple that a vintage one will have.
Yep.
And the snake looks better too, because the snake looked really wonky in what they showed in the fall. The snake looks perfect.
Yeah, the snake was like on the wrong side
Yeah.
on that
Yeah.
first version.
So Snake looks good. And yeah, so that was kind of like the first big thing that I saw there. Andrew's Gady's Toys on Red Forum's point. If they're all in on playsets, maybe Snake Man will finally get a fortress like the classics mini comics. I don't know.
We better get
You
a
gotta get the
freight zone
classic stuff.
first.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, 100%. Um, Phineas, just grab it, Jay. You can find out if it has Talon locks before they tase you. I don't think they'll tase. I'm telling you, these are like, the security they have there are like straight up bouncers, like big dudes in suits. Just knock me down. So yeah, I think Point Dread's awesome. It's a great reveal. And I can't wait till Mattel officially announces it. I think it's silly they have it so nicely set up here, why they can't just let press or people that are there for press shoot it. But I'm gonna still try and see like if I can get permission to shoot it.
Hmm.
Because it's not like it's not known at this point. The second I saw everybody posting about it yesterday, I was like, okay, well, I'm not, saying anything that isn't known at this
Right.
point. So, it is what it is. Okay. Yeah, pummel. It's a pummel before the tase. Yeah. It's a 1-2 step. But yeah, the Mattel setup is insane. Like, it's absolutely insane. Like Hasbro's, and again, I shot external shots, so if I can ever get in, I'll do a video kind of recapping the experience and showing the different everybody's displays that I can show and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But they're being very secretive. But like Hasbro's is much smaller. It's like it's almost the same footprint that they have at Comic-Con, but it's like walled off,
Right.
and they won't let you go inside. Jazzwares is walled off. They won't let you go inside. So I'm still trying to get into some of these places. But Jazzwares was really funny because they were like, "Who are you? Oh, you're a blogger? No, you can't come in here." I was like, "Wait, why can't I come in? I won't shoot anything. I won't take any pictures." Like, no, we don't want you in here. This is confidential stuff.
It just makes
I
something
was
up.
like,
I'm a purchaser for KB Toys.
but the thing is, I get it. They have some big licenses, but behind it, like the front, you can see in, you can look and see all the stuff that's in there. But the whole front section is Squishmallows. So the guy's sitting there going, "This is confidential stuff. We can't let you see what's in here." I was like, "You mean that big wall of Squishmallows behind you?" Yes, it's super top secret. So anyway, yeah, the secret world of Jazzwares. Okay, so Point Dread, Snake Mountain looks great. The next thing that caught my eye were 2 deluxe Masterverse figures.
Hmm.
And they were, shown in that you can purchase now on these different sites or listings for them that you can purchase. And that is the Whiplash and Ram Man. And let me tell you, John, the Whiplash looks amazing.
That's what I'm most
Um,
excited to see.
it's a new Eternia, and it has this crazy extra armor. Like, so it's like this blue. Was it like a blue and pink kind of armor? Almost kind of look like pig heads kind of colorways a little bit.
Hmm.
So to be honest, like, and it was like a helmet and like that, and I was like, I'll probably just take that off and just let it be the Whiplash, because the Whiplash looks awesome. It's like a more roided up version of like the 2000X Whiplash. He
Oh
looks
man.
awesome. Like a big head, big, bulky,
Hmm.
midsection. He looks so freaking cool. If there hadn't been Point Dread there, I think the Whiplash would have been like my favorite thing that I
Yep.
saw there. But yeah, it looks awesome. Like, to me, it's right on par with the Too Bad. Have you gotten a Too Bad yet?
I picked one up this weekend. I haven't opened it yet.
Neither have I. But from just seeing it in the box, like, it's on that level of just like
This
badass
giant.
looking figure.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's big, it's meaty. It fills out that deluxe, that wider deluxe box.
Yep.
Um, and I just love that's in a new Eternia figure as well, because I think it's really cool.
Hmm.
The Ram Man, surprisingly, is not as bulky as I would have expected it to be.
Really? And they're using him
Yeah,
as a deluxe?
he's in a deluxe box, but he's not as big. He has additional armor as well. He has different armor that you can wear. Maybe I'm just so used to the classics Ram Man, which is he's a big boy.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just a
Like,
brick.
yeah, he's a thick boy. So this one is, I don't know, maybe I do say much smaller. It is not as big.
Hmm.
So and I don't know if that was new Eternia or not. I can't remember now. Again, I can't take pictures to remember. but yeah, it was much smaller. And yeah, there are accessories, like he has alternate armor and stuff like that, much like Whiplash has alternate armor. And it looks good. It has all articulation, everything you'd want. It's not as big as the classics one.
Hmm.
So if you really liked how the classics one really bulked up and made Ramen a big dude, then you might be a little bit disappointed. And it also, because it was sitting next to the Whiplash, which was a big, big figure, it seemed a weird comparison.
Yeah.
But it still looked good.
What were the other Masterverse figures? I'm trying to remember. There was a Grizzlor,
Yep.
right?
I'm trying to.
And
Okay, I don't. Some of those weren't there. I don't. There
okay.
was no Buzzsaw. So there was those two. There was the Faker, which is
Hmm.
a blue Faker,
Okay.
and what's cool is the armor is pink.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they probably assume if you got the other Faker, which has the orange armor, you can put
You
on the
can
orange
swap it.
armor if you
Hmm.
want. And then this one comes with the pink armor. So there's that. One that's on the list that isn't there. So whatever, take this with a grain of salt. Is Clamp Champ.
Yep.
Is that listed anywhere? I don't know. If it
I
is,
can't
it's very
remember.
funny.
I can't remember.
Well, there's the Clamp Champ. And there were 2 others that now I'm blanking on. But
I'm trying to remember
anyway,
the list.
yeah, let me pull it up here. Let's see. When you say big figure, we're talking the size of existing big Masterverse, new Attorney Beastman, a fourth fix, or new bigger buck like Too Bad. It's bigger. It's a new buck, because like the whole midsection's like this big reptilian
Hmm.
middle section. Oh, the Merman, classic Merman's there. They had like 4 set up. It's like Clamp Champ, the Faker, the new Merman. And that's what I assume. But they went with the pink, the purpley pink armor.
Yep.
So
Does the buck look like just the 40th anniversary He-Man? Like just
no,
with blue
it's not.
skin?
It is. It's like it's not the 40th. It's not the new. It's the more slender. buck. It's not the bulky buck.
Okay.
Sorry. So it's not a like a 40, like a classic style faker.
Right.
It looks very modern. For whatever that's worth. But it's to me, it almost seemed like they gave us a blue version of the one that we had in flesh color,
Right.
And you can swap the orange armor onto this one.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was Kyoto Films said some of them were only listed as numbers because it was like the first 4, and then there was just 4 slates of regular releases.
Yeah, they only had 4 additionals, and I'm blanking on the third. Maybe it was Buzz Off. I'll go back tomorrow and try to reconfirm. Now I'm getting fuzzy as I'm trying to remember this and match it to the other list. But the Whiplash Ram Man were on top. They're deluxe. And then below that, they had the Faker, the Clamp Champ, and the Classic Merman. But again, the Classic Merman wasn't. It was just more. It seems more like a Revelation style than a 40th style.
Okay. So maybe that'll be in the new Revolution series.
Or maybe it'll just be, because didn't we see a classic version of Merman in Revolution?
In Revelation, there was just that regular Merman. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's that. And then, okay, Origins figures. That list that's out is exactly what's sitting out there pretty much. The Snake Tila, which looks pretty good, but I don't know. I'm not super jazzed about it. The 2000X King Randor looks pretty good. He has like the armor just like the 2000X Randor would, but an Origins buck. The like 2000X, there was like a 2000X-ish Man at Arms, but he had like kind of purple armor. And then like the snake faced
it was like the Horde Trooper with the snake head.
But see, it didn't look like Horde Trooper. It looked like an Eternian Guard or something, Eternian Palace Guard with a snake head or something like that.
Oh wow. Maybe that's the way they're going to go with that.
Yeah. Kyoto, you're 100% right, but again, security is so tight here. I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to like have my phone out like to do this, like I'm taking notes out of fear they would like boot me out for having a camera. I did not see a Rio Blast. No Extendar. Nope.
Nothing else for Origins that wasn't on the list?
No. Okay, so the Origin stuff, I mean, they had Castle Grayskull out. They had was it Wave 12? Like they had that new mini comic Roboto out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In terms of stuff we haven't seen, that they had those 4 figures, Point Dread. And we've already seen Snake Mountain, but it was a newer version of Snake Mountain. Yeah, Snake Manning Faces, maybe. Or Man at Arms.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, maybe Snake Man at Arms.
Just use a real camera. No one realizes those are cameras anymore. Let's see. Yeah, no Mighty Spectre. No. And again, I will say, like, just another, and I don't even really want to like put more into this because I think we've already said our piece about it. But this is an industry-only event. This is to sell product for the next year for the European market. And they've got new Masters of the Universe stuff that they're showing to sell for the new market for the next year. And not as an online-only exclusive. Clearly, it's there to sell for people that are listing at whatever retailers are in Europe.
Right.
So, anyway, Colleen is trying to get into the door right now, and I think she's forgotten how to use a key. So if you're hearing jingling, that's her. Just keep turning. You got to turn it twice. There you go. Turn twice. It's German.
German lock.
So it's one of those German locks. Oh man, I'll tell you what, John. Germany is fun. It's a good time. Luckily, a lot of people speak English, so
Mhm.
it's not too much of a language barrier. But also the thing, like, or at least in my experience, and not that I've traveled that many places that don't speak English, like Mexico and now Germany.
Yeah.
But once you kind of find out what words mean what, you kind of know how to get around and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
You just kind of like coast through.
Yeah, like there's a lot of it's like, okay, oh, that means that. Okay, cool. I got this now. Okay, this is how the trains work. Okay, I got that. Anyways. But yeah, actually, yeah, 100%. It's kind of, I feel bad that English is such a universal language because I feel like a lazy bum where it's just like, I only know English. But then like all these other countries, we flew into Amsterdam, and like Amsterdam, everybody spoke great English. And I was just like, I feel bad that I'm the dummy who only knows one language.
Like
And these
so
people
many
know
other
like,
countries are bothering to learn and
yeah,
accept us.
yes. and I know back in the States are like, we don't, I do, but I know there's some good subset of people that don't offer that level of like, I don't know, kindness or whatever. Anyway, so that is something that's of note, at least in Europe. A lot of them, or a lot of people know English as well and speak it really well. Yeah, I had a lot of people that just like, yeah, they learn from childhood or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see. Anything else? Any other things that were revealed, John, that we need to touch upon?
I mean, that's all I can think of right now. For Mattel, anyway. I don't know did you see those new 7-inch figures that were
No,
advertised on the
those aren't
Brazilian
anywhere.
page?
Yeah, those Brazilian ones. I've looked. Now again, this thing's massive. Like I think we were talking before we went live, John. Like New York or San Diego Comic Con is the biggest convention I've been to. I think this could rival it just in terms of all of the display. Like every industry is represented. There's a whole hall just for Chinese toy makers, or there's this whole pavilion just for people that make costumes and balloons. And there's like this whole section just for stuffed animal people. Oh, just a little tidbit. Beanie Babies are coming back, John. Ty was there.
Ty's there.
Ty it's like they're still around, and this whole big display. But even though theirs was public in front of everybody, they had their new Beanie Babies out, and then I was like, oh, maybe I'll take a picture of that. And they're like, no pictures. So I was like, I can take a picture of your Beanie Baby? Come on.
Did it give you that itch where as soon as they'll release one, you're going to buy one?
No, I can't, John. I can't. I can't go down that road. But Funko has, so they had a small thing on like the press preview night, but I haven't been able to find their big section. I'll be curious to see, because I was hoping maybe they have some Mondo stuff here, but I haven't found any Mondo stuff yet.
Yep.
But yeah, so in terms of MOTU, I was glad they had stuff. I was glad they had stuff to present. And again, it wasn't huge, but nothing in the action figure section for them was very big. Like they had a WWE section, the MOTU section, the Lightyear or like the Toy Story stuff section, and more. I need that because I'm doing yep. Playmates. I haven't found Playmates, even though their Paramount is doing advertising and stuff, and Paramount has the stupid new Turtles movie stuff up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which I won't even say the name of the movie anymore because that got me a copyright strike, but they had stuff promoting there. Oh, you know what's big? It must be huge here, is Monster High.
Monster High. Really?
That doll, the Mattel dolls, is it Monster High?
Yeah. Is that the thing that was just like went crazy with an Elvira figure? Was that Monster High?
Yes, that was Monster High. Yeah.
Okay.
But they had advertisements for it in the airports, and they have huge Monster High displays like as you're walking up to the thing. It's crazy. Okay. Yes. Let's check the chat. Yes. Funko dies. Ty returns. No Origins Deluxe that they had out. But as I'll say, they're not coming. Again, it was really eerie how I went in yesterday, saw all this stuff, and then basically everything that I saw showed up for lists for sale the same day.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's some correlation to that or what, but probably, right? Because if this is selling to industry, they probably wanted to show, hey, here's the stuff that you're buying.
Right, because I assume essentially the buyers or the purchases for any retailer, they get the
Mm-hmm.
list, and it's like you
Yeah.
can see it right now. This is so they know the prices, they'll know their
Yeah.
footprint, everything, and then
Yeah.
whoever volunteers to leak it online first,
Mm-hmm.
it's breaking news.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny. Some of the Mattel reps were using the term "kidult," or at least some of the industry people were using the "kidult" term,
Oh, really?
which I thought was fun. Yeah, I thought that was fun.
Oh, here's one right
Um,
now.
yeah. Hey, you look like one of them. Oh man. So yeah, it was really cool. But yeah, so John, I don't know. I maybe hopefully I know some people hate it. I think own it. To me, Kidult, was it on Yes or Toy Anxiety where it's like a Kidult is like, Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World. It's just
Mhm.
like adults, but also kid at heart kind of thing.
Right.
Versus someone that never grew up, or like a
Mhm.
Peter Pan complex or something. um Yeah, what's funny is none of those skeleton army builders that
Oh, yeah,
got
that's right. I forgot about those.
shown a while ago. None of those there. I would have liked to have seen those.
I'm hoping those are just gonna be in Mattel Creations, like, Army Builder pack, so if you can buy, like,
That would
4
be
of them at a
great.
time.
Yeah, I could see that being more of a Mattel Creations release, just because I don't know. Maybe it doesn't translate as well to retail. I don't know.
Mm, mhm.
Barbara, how many varieties of schnitzel have you tried? We just went to a cool what was it called? The Word of Castle or what?
Beer garden.
It was a beer garden of some sort, but
Is that where,
the
I saw Colleen posted a picture of you? Was that the place?
yes, yeah. Just like it's all wood and they
Mhm.
got the
Looked very
this
homey.
yes. What's cool about Germany, like if you've been to Disneyland, like because it's very German, their fantasy land.
Mhm.
And it's like literally, it's like, oh, this is where they got all their ideas for all this German stuff at Disneyland because it just looks like it, but in real life. But yeah, the food's been amazing. Drinks, beers have been good. Yeah, and more to come. Colleen and I are going to try and go to as many different things as possible. Let's see, Jay, have you seen the SH Figure Arts Stay Puffed? I thought they did one already. Is there a new one that's coming out?
I haven't seen that yet.
There was one a few years back that's incredible, but they're really expensive.
Mhm. Does it scale to other figures, or is it just the same size as the
Nah,
regular figure arts?
it's like the same. It's almost like the Kenner ones, it's like
Oh, it's
that
just a
big.
little bit bigger.
Yeah. So, but let's see. When I lived there, I was surprised when people spoke English. Yeah, what's kind of cool is like we go to restaurants or whatever, and they'll ask like speak it to Deutsch or whatever they
Mhm.
say. And I was like, no English, and like, oh, good, I get to use my English, and they're kind of excited, like, oh, I get to practice my English on you. I'm like, cool. Let's see, Matt, Star Wars.
Another Vader repaint. Uh-oh. He froze. Give it a minute.
Oh, am I back? Hello, are we here?
I can hear you.
Okay, can you not see me?
Okay.
All right.
Yep, you're good.
Perfect. Okay. Let's wrap this up before the internet really craps out. But I love this, Phineas. Jay's not a adult. He just uses Disneyland as his frame of reference for the real world.
Don't we all?
Listen, I grew up poor in San Diego. Like Disneyland was like the only way I could experience the outside world. And also you could afford to go to Disneyland back then. If we probably couldn't have pulled it off now. I do want to go to this. Yeah, the Spielzing Museum in Nuremberg. I'll definitely want to check that out, and a couple other toy shops and stuff like that that have gotten recommended for. So I'm gonna check
Mhm.
that. Try Colleen's from laptop. Best, exactly. It is the best post to freeze in. Poor in San Diego is one hell of a sentence. It's hard. It's really expensive there. Anyway, all right. Silent Heroes, is Disneyland not the real? No, it is not, Ryan. As much as I know you love Disneyland as well, it's not the real world. And I love it too. Okay, but we have to acknowledge the fact that there's things greater than Disneyland out there in the world. Oh my god. All right. The Vader repaint nearly killed Jay. Anyway, all right. Well, John, I think it's a good place to wrap it up here. Hopefully more things to come. Maybe we'll do an earlier Toy Geeks on this Sunday, because I don't know when we fly. When do we fly out on Sunday or Monday?
6 a.m. here Monday.
On Monday. So
literally like midnight their time. Eastern
okay, so I think we could do a Toy Geeks at normal time, maybe. And
you're just not gonna go to sleep that
yeah,
night?
I'm just not gonna sleep. I don't need to sleep.
Go really well.
You'll sleep on Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll sleep on Tuesday. I'll sleep on the plane. It's fine.
Yeah, but that's like half sleeping.
All right.
Colleen didn't sleep well on the plane. All right. We'll see you all. Yeah, Jay told me to hit up some German collectible toy stores. You'll see some crazy stuff. Hey, if anybody has recommendations, send them to geekdadlife@gmail.com. Let me know. If I can't show videos of these toys, I need to come up with other content. So send them my way. Anyways, everybody, take care. John, it's good to talk to you. I missed being with you on Sunday, but I think Craig did a great job.
Yeah, Craig did great.
Job. Chaz, yeah, exactly. The line, at least as far as in Europe, the line is not down.
Hey, it's that broken clock thing. He'll eventually be right.
Eventually, it will end. It just doesn't seem like now. But hey, listen, he's still got 2 months.
Yep.
But anyways, all right, everybody, take care. And until next time, hasta luego and goodbye.